कि इतनी बड़ी यूनिवर्स है और उसमें कहते हैं कि विदाउट हिज विश एक पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता.
True.
So that means he sees everything, he controls everything.
Yes. That's true. So, it's like, how do we understand ek patta bhi nahi hilta? Does that mean that he is being biased? कि भाई इसका ये कर दिया उसका वो कर दिया. When we go to our Aitriya Upanishad, we will realize that we are the architect of our life. He is the builder. So we give him the blueprint. Okay, and then he provides the circumstances. So if I don't like the house, what do I have to do? I can't blame the builder because I gave him the blueprint. I got to change the blueprint. So that aspect we have to remember. So because we can't say that, oh, Bhagwan is doing that, he is bound by those laws that he has put in place, karmic laws and all that. It's like, it cannot say that, okay, electricity will behave one way in my house and another way in your house. It's not going to happen, right? It will behave the same way. You might plug in, some in the heater. I mean, sorry, in the hot day, if you plug in heater and say, oh God, why it's so hot? Because you are plugging in that, So it is up to us in the end, true. But that's how the relationship is. So when we say that Bhagwan is doing everything, we should not think he's some kind of dictator. We are doing it to ourselves because Bhagwan gave humans the freedom. A very interesting thing that only humans have that karmic account. Animals, you can't add anything or subtract anything in your karmic account. It's a programmed life. So because they are not given a choice, they're totally bound by their nature. And that's why they say if you leave the animal kingdom totally alone, it will be all in balance. Human जाके गड़बड़ करते हैं. Humans cannot live without animals, but animals can live without humans. So the human life is very unique. Bhagwan ने freedom दिया है, but to the extent we break these universal laws, to the extent the society and us and we all suffer. That's what it is. So I don't know that when you say that Bhagwan does everything, we have to understand it from what perspective. That's why I was saying, bringing this out.
Thank you.
Any other comment or question?
Okay, so Umaji, I had a comment.
Yes, of course.
One thing that like when we have earthquakes, for example, or floods, etc., the way I have been trying to grasp it is we have created things that has made Mother Earth not pleased with us, because, and when I say we, I'm talking about all of us as
Together.
human beings have done certain things that, when we have the earthquake, for example, my way of looking at, she's upset with us and angry, and that is why we have the...
Yeah, I think you are not wrong in thinking that way. It's like, a child is doing a lot of gadbad, the mother has to slap him if he doesn't listen, So our teacher used to say, जो भगवान का symbolism है ना, conch है, and then what is that? Discus is there, conch is there, gada is there, and the hand is there, huh? So hand is saying, थोड़ा सुधर जाओ, आओ मेरे पास, हाँ? सुना नहीं, कौंच बजाया भगवान ने, फिर भी नहीं सुना, गदा से मारा, फिर भी नहीं सुना, डिस्कस उठा लिया, इसका तो नाश करना पड़ेगा, सुनता नहीं है. Something like that, huh? So you are absolutely right that the imbalance, the universe is always trying to go back to balance. And when we do some gadbad, then it reacts. And then do you remember that in time of COVID, when we all were got stuck at our home, how much the nature was flourishing?
Yes.
I'm from Mumbai, and they said, Mumbai में flamingos आ गए वहाँ पे, कभी नहीं आते. Because the nature was dancing, so happy. Because we had stopped messing with them. हम लोग को अंदर कर दिया और nature, we are the one who mess up. You're absolutely right. So that's why they say that, like when they say live in Krishna consciousness, conscious of everything, then you will not pollute, you will not do wrong things, you will not hurt people and all that. And when things do, then we cry, why it is happening, why God is so angry, why this and that. No, it is just putting yourself in the balance. So your thinking is correct from my perspective. That was, and it's like everybody is responsible. They call it, we have individual karma, family karma, you have a society karma. And whatever negative things we see in society is reflection of our own mind only. Somewhere, we all are responsible, So that's what it is. But that's why the individual responsibility is to make ourselves better people.
Yes.
And then maybe other people get inspired and get better, because nobody can go and fix everything in the world. We don't have the capacity, So we don't need to feel bad. If we work on ourselves, that is as good as working for doing something good in the world. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other point? Okay. Those were good discussions.
You have said in the everything there's 1B. I don't have 1B in my book.
Okay, so मैंने देखा वो book में. It is just 1 and 2 कर दिया है उन्होंने. With the small I and the italic one, what they call it. So it's fine.
So which one will start reading 2 today?
Yes. So it is 2, exactly. Sa ikshata lokanu sujayati. So let me do the prayers first. Om sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu saha viryam karvavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. And then, since we are doing this Upanishad, we should be doing this Shanti part of this Upanishad every time. And you guys can put a mark, it's a peace invocation. Om Vagme Manasi Pratishtita Mano Me Vachi Pratishtitam Aviravirma Edhi Vedasyama Anistha Shrutam Me Ma Prahasi Anena Dhidena Horatran Sandadhami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanma Vavatu Tad Vaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So here is that in your book it will be the same verse, but it has with number 2 on it, right? Page number kaun sa hai? If everybody, one of you can tell the page number.
43 in my book.
Okay. So it's Sa Ikshata Lokanu Sruja Iti. Oh. So Sa is he, Ikshata thought, Lokan worlds, Nu is indeed, Sruja is to create, Iti thus. There are only 5 words, but there's so much packed in it, so we have to unpack it. So simple translation is, he thought I shall indeed create this world. This Brahman thought. But what is behind it? Lot of it is there. So here when we say Brahman, you can say Atma and Brahman is the same. We went through this whole thing. That's that it created the world. So Ikshata means he thought. What did he think? Now let me create this world. So how do I understand this? So different Swamis take different angles. Swamiji has done very beautiful explanation, and it's just a little bit of what Anilji and I were discussing, that, we have our own desires, vasanas and all that. We give the blueprint, we do our karmas, we give a blueprint, and Bhagwan gives us this world to go and play with it. Tumhari ye ichha hai, jao, maja karo. And then we do wrong things and when we get upset. Anyway, that's a different thing. But the way Nikhilanandji was explaining, that you have an Atman and then you have the intrinsic power of Brahman, which is called Maya. that we have discussed. And then when we were discussing Radha Krishna, it's like we were talking about it, right? Radha is the Shakti of Krishna, so it is the same thing, because if you take one person, वो और उसका power वो एक ही है actually together, but उसको separate भी किया जा सकता है, मगर एक ही है. But here Maya and Brahman together is the one that create this world, because that's why they say that, like they both are each other's purak in a sense. Bhagwan cannot create without his power. Bhagwan cannot create without Maya Shakti. Okay? And Maya cannot be without the Brahman. Maya ka koi astitva hi nahi hai without the Brahman. That's how we have to see. Like they say, no, it takes two to tango. One person cannot do it. if this world has to move on, to have children, you need father and mother both, right? You need both of their essence. So like that we have to see. So just like the Brahman is eternal, uski Shakti bhi eternal hai. That's how we have to see, right? So Maya is also eternal. Because some people say, oh, Maya baad mein aayi. It's not like that. Okay? And then when it comes to eternity and beginningless and all that, Swamiji has a tremendous explanation. It's a little bit difficult, but when we will read, we will see it. And then, so with his Bhagwan's power, Maya, this world comes into being. That's one aspect of it. And then remember we were talking about an example that each one of us have some talent, but that talent is part of us. We are not that using to bring out the talent all the time. Like in an artist, when he's not doing anything, the talent is merged within him. Then he takes up the brush and he starts painting. Or you have a talent of cooking, Sometimes you're not cooking. Another time you go in the kitchen and your talent is expressing. From the same way, when Brahman's Maya Shakti is not doing any action, then it is Laya Avastha. It is dormant in him. It's there, but it's dormant. And then a time comes when, and we will see what it means by he thought he wants to create. Why did he think? Because all of our vasanas are prompting. Kuch karo, then we start doing it like that, okay? And then Nikhilanandji brought few verses from Bhagavad Gita to explain this, since we are also doing Bhagavad Gita, that in that Bhagwan has said that under my guidance, or Adhyakshen is like he's the boss, under him the Maya Shakti works. Because the same thing, like if I have a talent, it is working under my guidance, what I want to do, it expresses. So like that we have to see. And then Bhagwan also said very famous verse in Bhagavad Gita, Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya. We already did that in one of the, I think it was chapter 7. It was there, that it is Bhagwan's power only, this. Mama Maya is mine, he said. And it's Gunamayi, Trigunatmak. Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. The whole universe is created because of this combination of three. And that's why, I don't understand it completely, the computer language, but they call it binary system, right? With two, कितनी सारी चीजें वो लोग कर लेते हैं. यहाँ 3 है, तो और भी ज़्यादा कुछ किया जा सकता है. Combination of 3, like that. So, and then this Maya is also eternal, like we said. We discussed that. So, very interesting point. I don't know if you guys will agree or not, but the saints and sages will say that the world is also eternal only. Okay? So, Swamiji is going to explain that a little bit more. Because it's like, one is a linear way of thinking, beginning and end. One is a circular way of thinking. No beginning, no end. हमेशा से ही है. So ज़्यादा दिमाग खराब करने की ज़रूरत नहीं अपने आप को. We just go to the circle. Because हमारा भी दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा if we start. I like the idea of circle very much. Where is the beginning, where is the, I don't know. It's there. As far as from our perspective, eternal. Okay? उससे थोड़ा मन शांत हो जाएगा, I think. And then how do Nikhilananji always try to explain the best way he can about this eternal thing. So he just gave a gold and ornament example. Not the best example, but still gives a point. That he's saying that gold doesn't change whichever ornament you make. अगर वो प्योर गोल्ड का बनाएंगे तो उसका क्वालिटी वही रहेगा, चाहे तुम कुछ भी बना दो उसका. So the original thing doesn't change. So that's why we have to look at it, this world and Brahman ka relationship. We already know that, it's just repeating the same thing, but in the right context we are repeating it. And when we say the word Ishwar, see there are two words, right? One is Brahman and one is Ishwar. So now that we are learning about this Maya Shakti and all that, when Maya Shakti is dormant, it's called Brahman. When Maya Shakti becomes active, it's called Ishwar. This is very technical. So when we say Ishwar, that's when we say Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Ishwar. Because now the Shakti is manifested. So that's what. It's something like, hey, this person is sitting, I don't know what he does, but when he goes in the kitchen, I call him a cook. Right? Naam change ho gaya uska. Pehle wo, say Urmil ji is a great cook. Her name is Urmil, but when she goes in the kitchen, she becomes chef, So like that. So that's the difference between Ishwar and Brahman, just to get an idea. Okay, and then now when he says when that world is created, then this concept comes, what does it mean? Is it something totally new? And we have discussed that before. It's not the new thing. जहाँ पर लय हुआ था संसार, जो कंडीशन में, वही कंडीशन से बाहर निकलेगा वापस. So it's not like some strange thing is going to happen. No, just like before, it will come out the same way, And then Nikhilananji was explaining that millions and billions of countless jivas are there and all that. And then they have their own desires, vasanas, and all that. So to express that, a field is required. See, if you think about it, our life is what our impressions and vasanas are. Each one of us have a different vasana. Some likes to travel, some likes to just sit at home, some like music, some like dancing, some like party, some like to be quiet, some like to socialize, some don't. So we will create our world according to what we like. In the world also, hai ki nahi? If somebody doesn't like to do something, they won't go in that area. So same way, सबका वासना का मिला के जो चीज है उसके हिसाब से भगवान क्रिएट करते हैं वर्ल्ड, so that we can go and do those things. Like I was saying, then somebody will say, I didn't ask for this. Why am I getting this? You didn't ask, by your karmas, you did some gadbad, that's why you're getting it. So somewhere along the line, you messed it up. Now you want to correct it, give a new blueprint, then do some better karmas. Either your life, in the same life will get better, or whatever you want, you will get it. He will explain with some examples and all that. So the story is going to build up slowly. And here, the same example that was given in Bhagavad Gita, the same example Nikhilananji gave over here. That it's like an artist, He's going to take 2-3 colors and create something amazing. So अभी ये थोड़ा शुरू हुआ है अभी संसार का, कि भगवान ने अपना ब्रश उठाया है अभी. Then he's going to create more and more stroke to see क्या क्या होगा आगे after this. So I thought that was interesting. And then another point that he brought a totally different point than what Swami, Chinmayananji brought. Nikhilananji brought another point. He's saying when they say Ishwar thought, so हम लोग को हमेशा लगता है कि to think you need a mind. No, Bhagwan doesn't need a mind to think. He's pure knowledge himself. He can think without a mind. He can see without eyes, and he can listen without ears. Because there is something. See, even in the sleep, when we get the dream, how are we seeing the things? हम आंखें तो बंद है हमारी, पूरा सीन दिखाई देता है कि नहीं, याद भी रहती है चीजें. So we also have the capacity to see without our eyes. We just don't think about it. So he doesn't need anything. But these are given when in the waking world, we can use this equipment to transact in the world. So that's how we have to see that. When he thought, what does it mean? Confusing statement. And then, so just by thinking he created the world, that's what it sounds like over here. But let's read Swamiji's commentary, because that will explain in detail what is behind this 5 words over here. Okay. Okay. Sneha, did you still want to read?
I can read.
Okay. Any question before you go? Any question about this? Yeah, Gurmilji.
So when you are saying that Brahman and Ishwar, so right now, since this world is around, so we don't think it's Brahman? I mean,
No, it is. Okay, very interesting thing. Go back to the gold and the ornament example. I'm looking at the ornament, but the gold in it has not changed. It's always there. Without the gold, ornament cannot be. So Brahman is all pervading. Brahman never goes away. But what you are seeing is names and form, and you may be thinking it's changing and all. Brahman never changes. Just like gold never changes, whatever ornament you make. So Brahman is all the time there. But the Ishwar part can sometimes be there, sometimes not there. Sometimes it can merge back in Brahman. Just like ornaments can be there, but if you सब कुछ गला दिया आपने, तो गोल्ड तो रह ही गया, ornament अभी नहीं है. फिर जब वो सुनार बनाएगा तब ornament बन जाएगा. Right? So that's what it is. Brahman is all the time there.
okay.
All right. Go ahead, Sneha.
Yeah. He created all the worlds. Amba, Marichi,
No,
Maram,
wait.
and
No.
Saka.
You're reading. That's not what we are reading.
Then
Except for the couple of religions in the world. What page is that?
The base page 43 and is 1B though.
1B पे पढ़ना शुरू करो स्नेहा.
43, okay. 43, he thought I shall create the world. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed create the words. Yeah.
He thought I shall indeed create the worlds, except for a couple of religions in the world which do not provide a deep and complete philosophy. All other religions, except the 6 main schools of philosophy in India, have accepted the creation is beginningless. This hypothesis has been accepted by all thinkers, as the question itself becomes clearly unphilosophical, since we are trying to define creation in terms of time, which in turn is itself a created factor.
Okay. Now this is a little deep subject, but what is time? That's what we have to understand. So time was created afterward. Time is actually something our mind connects to time. When we are in deep sleep, we have no concept of time. So for time, you need 2 different events. If everything is the same all the time, there is no meaning of time left. Okay? The reason we are in this world, in this 3-dimensional world of time and space, like Einstein world, that's how Swamiji explained. Time is very important because that हम लोग का हर एक चीज मेरी क्लास भी टाइम पे होती है एकदम, right? Without time we cannot function. But this time is something to do with our mind. If we can remember that, that's number 1. And number 2, for something is changing, then time is relevant. If it's not changing, time is not relevant. And in the deep sleep, everything merges. That's why if you know, किसी को नहीं मालूम, अगर घड़ी नहीं हो ना, हम लोग को मालूम ही नहीं पड़ेगा हम 10 मिनट सोए हैं या 10 घंटे. Do you guys agree? We have to get up and we have to look at the time. Oh, I slept for 4 hours. Otherwise, we won't even know how much time because there's no concept of time. This is just one way of understanding, but Swamiji will explain further.
Time, as we know, is an interval between 2 successive experiences. So long as we are in one experience, in the homogeneity of it, the mind cannot conceive of any concept of time. For example, when we are asleep, we have no concept of time, or while playing cards, the players forget time. Therefore, time can express itself only in that mind which experiences. In order to have multiple experiences, multiple fields of objects with different relationships are necessary. Since we already know that every experience must have its triple factors: the subject, the object, and the relationship between the subject and the object. Time cannot be perceived and experienced unless there is a field of object.
So this is a scientific fact. For a time to be experienced, you need the subject, the object, and relationship between them. So we are the subject. The world is an object. Even our body you can say an object, and the relationship between them. And there are two different kind of experiences, and that makes the time tick. That way it is.
If we accept that the field of objects, the world was created on a definite date and time, say 1st of January or Friday, then there will be many inconsistencies which we cannot avoid. This day will have no existence and meaning without its previous point of time, 31st December, Thursday. Thus, we will have to say that a time was when creation was not started, which we all know is ridiculous and absurd since time itself is a created factor. All that we can say, therefore, is that first unit of time, the second, came into existence only after the created world had manifested, but before our cognition. The rishis of old, instead of using a confusing statement as the creation was started on the 0 date, 0 hour, 0 minute, and 0 second, in the language of their simplicity and precision, declared the creation to be beginningless, anadi.
So if somebody wants to, dissect this word beginningless, why did they say that? Uska answer unhone diya hai. Basically, just for our understanding, शिव जी का नाम क्या है? एक महाकाल, राइट? तो मतलब ही इज काल का भी पिता. और कुछ एक सेंटेंस है ना कि भाई जब कुछ नहीं था तभी भी शिव जी थे, या कॉन्शियसनेस इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग दैट कॉन्शियसनेस. Time comes only when that Shakti becomes active. Then the time starts clicking, the time. Uske pehle time hai hi nahi. That's what here they are trying to say. So from our perspective, we have so many beautiful words in Sanskrit. Anadi, Anant, Akal, like in the Akala Murti, whoever like, kya bolte hai, Japji Sahib and all that, and what Guru Nanak Dev Ji did. Usme bhi wo Akal Murat and all that they call it. So, and then the English language, why do they call the smallest unit second? Because there is a whole Vedanta in it. I think I had discussed that before. I don't know if anybody remembers.
Yeah, we are discussing. I also forgot.
You forgot what it is? Because God comes first, second
And
is,
then,
yeah, so that's why it starts with the second. So that's why second se shuru hua. That pure Brahman, there is no time in it. When the creation starts, the second starts. We can stop it, otherwise it's too complicated.
So we have already.
Oh,
been told
Urmil
by
ji
the-
has something to. Do you have something? Okay, maybe not, huh? Go ahead.
We have already been told by the Rishi that self alone existed, one without a second, before the creation. And now suddenly we are told he thought. Here is an instance wherein the scriptural brevity, which presupposes some amount of preliminary knowledge of the fundamentals of Vedanta, making a hasty reader confused to his core.
So they are just saying that they use this language, he thought, but why did he think? There is a whole reason behind it. ऐਵੇਂ ही नहीं भगवान को कोई चलो let me do some मस्ती. No, ये हमारी desires की वजह से ही thought. Okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Sneha. What happened? Oh, she put some hand over there. Maybe she had to leave. Are you there, Sneha?
I'm there. Oh, I thought.
No, your thing is you are on mute. I cannot hear you.
I have to do it again.
He thought. Yeah, now. Oh, kya hua? Suddenly she disappeared from my screen. Do you see her? No, right?
I saw her hand, Umaji, and then she's gone.
Yeah, but she said something she was saying. Okay, Naresh ji, you can take over. If you are okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she comes back, she can.
Oh, yeah, she's
Yeah,
come.
sorry,
She's back.
I got kicked out.
Okay, no problem. So you are, it's better if you keep your screen on. That way we can see your expression. So you are start from he thought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thought the creation in theory of Vedanta is that after Pralaya, the world of beginning remained at that time in the form of vasanas, mental impressions, exert themselves to create a field of wherein all of them can seek a complete fulfillment. In their maturity, they project forth a world that is fit for them to fully express themselves. These vasanas or mental impressions together in their totality therefore become the cause that is directly responsible for the creation of the world.
So now he's saying he thought के पीछे क्या है? जितने भी हमारे impressions है, वासनास है, हम आना चाहते हैं, हम experience करना चाहते हैं, वो सब unmanifested form में होती है, but अब time comes, कूद के बाहर आना चाहती है वो, बोले ना? Then Bhagwan creates the world, okay? Just like, I'm sleeping at night and when I wake up, my more strong desire, I will start doing those things. And for all Indians, without drinking tea, we cannot do anything in the morning, right? So, कुछ भी कैसा भी मौसम हो, कुछ भी हो, heaven, hell, चाय तो पीनी है पहले जाके. हम सब जाएंगे किचन में, चाय पियेंगे फिर शुरू करेंगे. That's how it's a manifestation of things start. Yeah.
So he thought means God thought.
No, God, that's what they're saying. क्यों God thought? Because of our desires. It's something like this. We may have forgotten now because now we are getting old, our children when they were young, but now whoever has grandchildren and all that, जो उनकी desire होती ना, parents उसी के हिसाब से काम करते हैं. That, like our grandson, he loves music. So my son is taking him drum lessons now. So he found the teacher, he found this, and because that was his desire. So whatever our desires are, uske hisab se Bhagwan created. And that's why when he said he thought, our desires prompted him to make this world. That's what it means.
The supreme reality, the infinite consciousness expressing through the totality of the mental impressions, vasanas, is called Ishvara or Ishwar, the dispenser of the fruits of actions. This Ishwar, the infinite supreme, expressing itself as both the material and the efficient cause for the world, is not independent to create a world as he likes, but he is compelled to project forth a world as determined by the texture and the quality of the vasanas that are to see their fulfillment in the world to be created.
So this is a kind of a very interesting paragraph, and a little bit what Anil Bhai and I were discussing about it. That's what it's showing, that Bhagwan is also not free to do exactly. On one hand, yes, he can do anything, but he does it because we want it. He's doing to fulfill our desire, and there is a whole system in place. ऑटो में चल रहा है, ऐसे भी सोच सकते हैं आप. जैसे कंप्यूटर है ना, उसमें सारा सॉफ्टवेयर डाल दिया, and now I can do the calculation, I can do this, there is a whole system there. Same way in that Brahman and its Maya Shakti and all that system is there. Sometimes it goes into pralaya, resting state, and when those vasanas become strong, then they manifest, and Bhagwan makes the world according to everybody's vasana. So that technically speaking, when you say Ishvara is nothing but Brahman plus the total Maya, total vasanas is Ishvara. And then it becomes karma phaladata and all that, because according to our karmas there's a whole system in place, auto system. Now it is self-driving. सारा डाल दिया अंदर, अभी जाके तुम बैठो, बटन दबाओ, चलना शुरू हो जाएगा. Like that. दुनिया में भी चलना शुरू हो गया.
In a portion of the city which we want to create a park, the contractor and his creative activity are limited by the type of people that are to come and seek their recreation therein. If children are to visit, he has to create the park with the fittings common in a children's park. If youngsters are to come to play and sweat, the contractor has to lay out fields for cricket, hockey, and football with facilities for other vigorous games such as basketball, volleyball, tennis, and badminton. If old retired people are to use the park, there has to be plenty of trees and comfortable chairs in which these superannuated men can sit around in their senile bodies and air their views.
That's what we did
Similarly,
yesterday, Sneha. Okay.
basically the Lord of the Creator, the supreme conditioned by the total vastness in the cosmos, is not free to create a world, the better or the worse, but he has to serve the totality as a contractor with his principle.
Swamiji couldn't have explained in a better language how the world comes about and why it is there, what is there. Everybody's desires together is this world. That's all it is. So when we say, ये दुनिया इतनी खराब क्यों है, ये क्यों है, वो क्यों है, वो हमारे सबकी वजह से है वो. ओके. एंड देन पार्क का कितना अच्छा एग्जांपल है. अगर एक पार्क बनाना है तो जो लोग आएंगे उनके लिए बनाएंगे ना पार्क. सो इसके लिए ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर देयर. You know, this clarifies that what kind of world comes out.
Sri Gopal Krishna Menon, a high official in Madras, was to retire in a couple of years' time, and he planned to spend his retired life in a quiet farm, but on a piece of land some 3 miles off Bangalore. He himself had sent a plan for his house, providing 1 drawing room, 2 bedrooms, open veranda, and all other conveniences. The contract was given, the house got ready, and a board Anand Vilas was nailed to the gate.
He's just telling a story to explain. There's one particular man, he wanted a house, so उसने सब plan करके builder को भेज दिया blueprint, and then what happens?
Time passed and Shri Menon retired and reached Bangalore. He reached the gate of his Anand Villas with his 7 children and 8 grandchildren, 2 brothers-in-laws and 1 nephew. As soon as they reached there, these 18 members dashed into the house as any occupation army would, making an easy and complete conquest of the house. They settled themselves down. His own dear wife also somehow pushed her way into the house and managed to be with the others. But poor Menon found no chance of even entering. He settled himself down on the last step of the house, sweating and fuming, complaining that the heartless contractor had deceived him thoroughly.
You see, उसने खुद ही order किया था, अब वो खुद ही बाहर बैठा है, and he's blaming the. That's what we do. भगवान तूने ऐसा क्यों किया, वैसा क्यों किया? Hey, it's my own karmas. If I want to, Bhagwan to change, first I gotta go change my karmas, you know. Then he will do it. So that's what it is. Yeah.
The contractor was summoned and Shri Menon exploded at him. When the disappointed pensioner tirade was over, the contractor said, "Sir, you gave me the plan. I executed the work and got the payment. As far as the relationship between a contractor and a master is concerned, I have done the work and we are now quits. Of course, as the householder, I understand your difficulties and my heart is flowing out to you in sympathy at your unenviable predicament."
So he's just saying that how will the builder react? He will say, "I'm sorry, you whatever money you gave me, मैंने सब खर्चा करके तेरा बना दिया घर. You know, I feel bad for you, but it's your own doing, you know." The next paragraph.
Similarly, we with our actions, known and unknown, conscious and unconscious, are making the blueprints of our fortune. He, the Lord, is but a contractor who executes our plans as we give them to him. And if we discover, as Shri Menon did, that we do not like the plans worked out, we have to thank none but ourselves. All this we have to do is to correct our mistakes and make such extensions in our world so that we recreate for ourselves the ideal world that we now demand through right action and right living.
He explained it, that if we don't like our life, then you cannot blame God, but you have to change your own actions, your own thing, and then God will give you, you know, according to your blueprint. I mean, after this, knowing this, we can't blame anything. or even society में भी ऐसा क्यों है वैसा क्यों है and all that. Hey, everybody's together, karmas are coming out, you know. And I was
Yeah,
just
but
wanted
how
to,
do we
sorry.
explain this to young people, because they always blame the parents for not getting things done
हाँ,
right.
वो तो सदियों से चला आ रहा है तुम अब जान भी दो तो वो कंप्लेन करेंगे तो कुछ नहीं, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. इट्स सब की एक ही कहानी है कि दे विल बिकॉज जब खुद पेरेंट्स बनते हैं ना तो थोड़ी सी नानी याद आती है फिर भी इतना जल्दी वी हैव टू सम टाइम रिमाइंड देम, हेलो व्हाटएवर इज हैपनिंग आई हैव गॉन थ्रू विद यू, सेम थिंग. So ये दुनिया की रीत है, some mature people might know, but most of the everybody is in the same boat. So children also, you can't push Vedanta so much with them. That's why like they have that this Bal Vihar में क्या करते हैं ना, in the beginning they are just introducing Bhagwan like Krishna and Rama, sweet stories and all that. Once they develop that love, then by the time they come little middle school, thoda sa all philosophy, then we introduce Bhagavad Gita in 10th and 11th grade. When they are 15, 16 years old, they are more mature. There's a whole system. So, obviously when they are very little, you can't, give them this big philosophy or anything, but slowly. And then when they mature, unko bhi samajh mein aayega.
Though we are to some extent victims of our past mistakes, like the pensioner brooding over the unsatisfactory condition of his house, he did plan and execute new extensions to his house. We too can plan in the hall of this Yajnashala to make a new extensions and necessary readjustments to our house of life. Then we may find more accommodation for ourselves, for a fuller existence, and all the higher personality factors in ourselves.
So Swamiji is calling this world Yagnashala. So this is where, because here in Bhagavad Gita also they had this that this whole universe is like Yagnashala only. हम आहुति दे रहे हैं और जो आहुति देते हैं उसके हिसाब से बाहर निकलता है result. Like in computer में भी बोलते हैं ना, garbage in, garbage out. There used to be a term. I don't know if they use it now. Whatever you feed it. And the same thing, what Nalini ji was expressing, that if the nature is slapping us back because we have done wrong things to the nature, that's why it's doing that. So मतलब ले दे के रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हमारे ऊपर ही आ जाती है. So किसी ने बोला कि भाई भगवान ने हम लोग को फ्रीडम दिया ना, that we can choose our life. When we make wrong choices, then that's when all the wrong things happen. So we can stop here. Only 3 minutes left. Any question or comment? When this concept was told in this kind of language with Swamiji, it really opened my eyes when I first time heard it. About it's such a beautiful example, a contractor and a architect, that we are architect of our own lives. Really opens it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, very very great example. Yeah. Nalini ji, you have something?
सबसे अच्छी बात ये है इसमें कि हाउस बनने के बाद he can still change, make
Yes.
extensions.
Yes, it's the
Very
same thing with
true.
our life. If you're not
Yes.
happy with our circumstance, then we can, do things to change it. So that's
Right.
what.
Excellent point by both of you, because we should not feel stuck, because some people have this fatalist kind of attitude. अरे
Yeah,
मेरी तो
that's
किस्मत ही
not
खराब है, किस्मत जैसे किस्मत किसी ने ऊपर से थोप दी है तुम्हारे ऊपर. नहीं. We like there is one beautiful example that if there is now क्या बोलते हैं, boat going in a river, it is going according to the flow. But suppose if you don't like that direction, then you got to put an engine on it, and then it will, and turn it around, it will go the other way. उसमें effort बहुत लगता है. If you are going in the same direction, okay, but if you want something different, it requires effort, and that's where our purusharth comes in. That we do our effort to change our course of our life. Sometimes it might take few lives. Result may not come right away, but at least the direction is correct. Yeah.
ये जो श्री मेनन की स्टोरी है,
हाँ.
उसमें one thing that becomes very clear, अगर वो शुरू में ठीक से प्लान करता
Exactly.
तो बहुत कम एफर्ट लगता है, कुछ लगता ही नहीं है।
हाँ, लेकिन
उसकी
हम
खुशी
लोग
अंदर जाता है।
I mean, he had so many members living with him. How did you ask only for 2 bedrooms? I mean, that is.
But that's what we do in our life. We don't think कि भाई when we do our karma, hey, what will be the consequences? It's something like throwing trash. I'm not saying that any of us do that, but suppose you go throw trash in the ocean, you know, you are not thinking कि क्या क्या होगा उससे.
Yeah, Indians तो फेंकते ही हैं. They
हाँ
are
तो
like that. Americans
मतलब
are saying
इतना
that the
भगवत
Indians are throwing, you know, garlands. We are doing this and the water. We are just polluting the oceans here. You know.
so Bhagwan never
Remember
said,
that
huh? Sorry.
the bathrooms being clogged on the plane.
All of that goes, you know, मतलब कि तभी सभी को गीता पढ़ना चाहिए, you know. और अगर बाथरूम तुम गंदा करोगे तुमको ही स्मेल आएगी तुम वहां पर बैठ के. Think about it. You are going to be part of that whatever dirt you created too. So if we don't think, we are not going to do correctly. Without knowledge, if you think, oh, I'm throwing this garbage outside, it's my house is all clean, eventually your house is going to get dirty too, with all kind of pollution coming into your house, and your body and your mind, everything will get polluted. So if once you understand, you won't be doing that for sure. And you know, like this, you know, real character is when nobody's watching what you do. किसी को impress करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. How you really want to, because you understand it so well. It's a karmic thing. If I do something wrong, it's going to come and slap me now, later, anytime. You know, so विचार करने की चीज़ है ये सब, right? Nalini Ben, you have something?
Well, I was trying to figure out, you know, it talks about it so that as human beings, we are able to grasp maybe or even try to grasp some concepts. But, you know, we started with all living beings. So when you start with all living beings, how does that, you know, say next time I'm reborn, I'm a tree, well, or I'm a cat. And you said earlier that, you know, a cat cannot change
Yeah.
their.
So you are saying what? So this is how they explain. You will only, once you become a human, if your karmas are, you know, good and bad balance, you will again be human only. If you have done such bad karmas that you go downwards, right, and you become a
Yes.
cat or a, they call it, that's just vasana exhaustion. It's not some kind of a punishment forever. तुमको थोड़ी देर के लिए ना उस योनि में डाला, पर उसके बाद तुम फिर मनुष्य बनोगे. So don't worry about it. But obviously, why should we do? We should be evolving more. We should.
Correct.
You know, they say the human birth is like you know, there's a staircase, right? You have
Right.
two parts of the staircase and there's a landing in between, right?
Yes.
So you are standing at the landing. So you have two choices, whether to go down or go up.
Well,
Right? So let's do such karmas that we are going up. That's all it is. So suppose I had some misunderstanding, I did bad karmas, worst case scenario I'm saying, and I become dog, cat or a tree. It's not the end of the world. It's not like some of the other religions say you go in hell and heaven and is it for eternity. There's no such thing in Hinduism. You know, we are given millions of chances. So the program life is for a reason. It's like, it's a very rough example, but maybe that will make it clear that suppose somebody, you know, don't we have the phrase like eat like a pig? America में
Yes.
बोलते हैं ना, eat like a, suppose some person is एकदम greedy about food, doesn't care about sharing with to anybody, the plate comes and he hogs everything and all. So भगवान में लगा ठीक है भाई, pig बन जा next life में, खूब खा, eat like a pig and don't do anything else. तेरी वासना पूरी हो जाएगी. And now you become a human again, and then you restart. So that's the role of that. You know, I'm not putting down animals because some animal lovers will start fighting with me. Why you are saying, you know, and so animals are the ones who don't ask who's God, who's this. They just program life. Khaya, piya, soya, mating, finished. You know, humans are not like that. हम सबको अगर बेसिक ज़रूरत पूरी हो जाएगी ना, फिर भी हम दुखी रहते हैं. Ab kya? Because we want to think beyond. So we should not be afraid of and don't worry, if all of us are studying Gita, we are not going to devalue it. We will go up. So, Krishna Bhagwan ne already declared kar diya, my bhakt does not go waste. Pranashchati. No pranashchati. We are all devotees of Krishna. So hum upar hi jayenge. Niche nahi jane wale. So just be happy.
Thank you for clarifying. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we will close here. So next week, I was thinking we'll have the class if most of you are around. And then for 2 weeks after that, we will take the break. So most of you are around next week?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you
Hari
next
Om,
time.
everyone.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Yeah. Anyone come?